Right, let's review the previous week. All zones, my thought process, along with updates, were shared on my Instagram, YouTube. It was a very active week last week. We had 13 zones which triggered with a 70% win rate, and that's only including the yen pairs and gold. We will cover GN, EN, GA, EA at the very end. So we'll start off with gold, the first zone being the 38 psychological level. Now, I did have it from here in the beginning of the week, but obviously we've made new lows, and this was a zone now, psychological level 38, which did see around 75 pips drawdown, but ended up delivering over 700 pips. I didn't take it, which was a mistake, because we also had timing, so bang on 4 p.m. it made the move on a Wednesday. And then after that there was this zone. Now the only reason I had like two zones here was because in a tech driven market I would be pissed if it had made the move from the top of this zone. So regardless, even if you did take the top of the zone or the bottom, you would have been able to secure some profits, whether it be when it had went deeper into the zone, entered, cashed, closed the initial entry and left a runner, only taken the second position, or just cashed it when it went higher. And finally, it was this last zone, which frustratingly was the only one I had a pending for. I didn't take this and I didn't take this because I'm a pussy. But this zone, I had a pending and it fucking missed. I had it at 23.52 and it went off like just literally within a dollar. So annoying, but also the fact that we had silver making the move from this fib. So I did share this zone, but I only used silver for alignment, break retest, 50 fib, and it was making the move slightly earlier than gold, which is usually the case. And however, I did not capitalize on that. Now let's have a look at the yen pairs. We'll start off with GJ. First zone being the 50 and big psychological level. This level I would have been more pissed if I had cancelled and it had made the move. So it was definitely worth a shot, especially with this as a backup. So if this got smashed, the likelihood of this delivering was a lot higher, and that is what we saw happening. Now, this backup zone, it gave you the initial pullback enough to take partials before pound PMI, which ended up in our favor anyways with pound strength. After that, we had this zone, which is kind of a wide zone, so you could kind of consider it a zone like that, but because it's around 90 pips wide, you had to treat it as two separate zones, especially because when we reached the top of the box, there was timing. So Wednesday midweek, end of session, 4 p.m, bang on the level, delivered almost 100 pips. And then on Thursday, Asian session, early in the morning, 1:30, this level delivered the move as well. Now here we had momentum towards the downside, but because there was profit taking on this level, it still gave you that initial pullback. Now I did make a mistake of leaving a 50% runner. I think it was just me being greedy. I wanted to catch the move up, and because of that I made no profit off this zone, even though it was a win. I should have left at least, should have cashed at least a 90%, oh sorry, 80% runner. However, that level did deliver. It is frustrating. I don't know why that's there. This is how the level is. It is frustrating that it didn't go lower. This would have been a beautiful level, especially with such a huge move to the downside. But in terms of GJ, it did deliver one final move, which was the 38 of this break retest as well on the daily time frame of this zone. Also with alignment. So when that was on the level, UJ was on the break retest of this, and it was also, and this isn't the cleanest fib, but it was on the 38 as well. It would have been better if it was on the 38 of the exact same move, and this is that same move. But even, I mean, you could say it was in proximity of the 50. Regardless, it did work. Now, this is the only zone that I didn't share. I just took it personally. It was 130 session crossover, so high liquidity as well. Let's have a look at UJ now. In terms of UJ, this first zone I had cancelled because it was news driven, and I had picked GJ over UJ. However, if I had taken this, it would have slapped. I did not. I did take the following zone. Same thought process with this zone. I would be more pissed if I had cancelled this zone and it had made the move. As sketchy as it looked, I did take this half a position size because then if I had made the move, cool. At least I profited something and I caught the move. But I would have been more pissed if I didn't take it. And the tech for that being the, I think it's the 38 of this move, but also it's the 23 of the big move. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 23 is bang on the level as well. So this one was worth a shot. It did not deliver. However, the following day we saw a huge push to the downside. Now this same zone was similar to GJ. I think we had a 61. This move, yep, 61 and 200 SMA. That delivered the pips. So if we go in, so it delivered around 60 pips, and then it went deeper into the zone. Frustratingly, it had just missed me, and then it had made the move. And then on Friday, when we had jobless and US data, it pushed GJ towards the upside, and annoyingly I did not catch this move, or else it would have been around 300 pips with no drawdown whatsoever essentially. EJ, now I rarely traded this. I only traded this bottom zone with a half position size. I don't trade EJ as much as GJ and UJ. I always prefer these two. I have been leaning towards GJ a lot more. It's a lot tech. It respects tech a lot more. UJ is a bit slippery, but it's still beautiful, and EJ is just the one that I prefer the least out of all of them. But regardless, with the first zone, it was the same concept where if this had smashed, the backup level was likely to deliver the pips, which it did. And there was also a 38 which I had posted on my Insta, which I just was not interested in whatsoever. I would have been interested on this level, but this was a miss as well by around 25 30 pips, and it done over 300 pips, it being the SMA wick and sure did it, yeah, the big 50 as well. Right, looking at GN and EN, I had updated on my Instagram that I would not be taking this zone. It did make sense because there was alignment with GN and it was a tech driven market, but I've just been smashed too many times against Monday momentum. This zone, I wanted preferably a smash to take this zone. However, this zone ended up delivering the pips, and also EN, the top zone, ended up delivering the pips. With this zone, there was also timing. Friday, end of session, end of week. So this was a huge profit-taking move. Apart from that, this zone delivered. This zone got smashed. But I mean, I don't even take these without alignment, and I'm not sure if there was alignment or not. I'm more keen on using EN as alignment to take GN. But GN, this zone has delivered. With GN, what you'll notice is a zone will deliver multiple times, but it has delivered. And currently, I'm waiting on this level. But any plans will be covered in my breakdown. In terms of GA and EA, so EA, this level 61 and daily 200 SMA delivered around 30-40 pips, and GA, top of this zone delivered, this zone delivered, this zone which I had not uploaded in the breakdown as I just did not expect it to go this far up, but it also delivered the move.